Your face. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Gemma. Okay, are we ready, Joe? Everybody know Joel?
So look out for, he's going to point it.
You don't know Joel? He got fired.
That's what he has there.
Yeah. Good morning, welcome to church. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you for being with me. You can go to the chat line, and I can take your questions and answers. Good morning here, and Merry Christmas to everybody. We have another week, though. I thought it was next Tuesday, but it's the week after Tuesday, right? And so this is great. Did you write another song?
No, not this.
Oh, okay. How's everything going?
It's going pretty good.
Did you move out?
No, I didn't move out, but we did separate, and we've stayed separate. And
Did he move out?
no, he hasn't moved out.
Oh, okay. All
we
right.
separated.
So what?
We have separated, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we've made it very.
How does that feel?
It's a struggle some days because I yearn for like affection, and I think you had talked about it.
You yearn for affection?
Yeah,
Like what?
just hugs and kisses and things like that. It's that sense of dominance.
Yeah.
I think you talked about it prior weeks.
So your body wants to control him.
Absolutely, yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what it is, too. But after a while, it'll die. It will die out.
Yeah. Well,
So, anybody have any questions for me before I get rolling here? Right there, Esteban. Yes.
Yes. I want to talk about Matthew 5, verse 48. Be perfect, therefore, as your heavenly Father is perfect.
Yes.
In some of your past videos, you've talked about how you believe that we can be perfect and achieve perfection in this
Without a
life.
doubt.
Right? So what does that mean exactly? Does that mean like with never sinning again, or
Yes.
that means living a life with no sin?
With no sin.
All right.
As a matter of fact, it's impossible for Robert close the curtain, James. Over here.
He closed it?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
No. Remember?
I thought we were going to open it.
Oh, okay. It's impossible to be a son or daughter of God and sin. It's impossible.
All right. I got another
Do
question.
you sin?
It's like drastically like going down because
You sin going down?
like I don't think I've been sinning like really the past few month and a half.
So do you sin?
I guess I still do. Yes.
Do you sin?
Yeah.
Are you perfect?
No.
Why not?
Well, I want to read another verse real quick.
Are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
But you're not perfect.
I'm getting there.
Well, why do you think you're a Christian now then if you're getting there? If you're not perfect?
Because this verse right here.
Okay, let me have it.
All right, 1 John, verse 8. If we claim to be without sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. If we claim we have not sinned, we make him out to be a liar, and his word is not in us.
Yes. And what do you want to know?
So, I mean, this is saying that if we claim to say that we are perfect and without sin, then we're making God out to be a liar. So, I believe that you can be perfect.
Everything in the Bible you read is not true.
Yeah.
Because at first they said if you claim you have not sinned. And then for some reason they just lately put in if you're without sin. But have not mean what?
You haven't.
In the past.
You don't. Yeah.
Right. It doesn't mean you do it now. You have done it. That's why you repented and became a son of God. And once you became a son of God, then you do it no more.
No more.
Right. But you had to repent because of your sin. And once you repented, then you stopped sinning. So you did do it in the past, but that doesn't exist anymore. So you don't do it now. So have not me in the past. You have sinned. That's not who you are today, though. That's something you are because you're still sinning, right?
I don't think so. I mean, I know I have in the past, 100%.
100% in the past.
100% in the past,
Like
yes.
yesterday?
No,
Oh, you just haven't done it this morning?
no.
And so what's your question?
I just wanted you to go into more because I've been having conversations with friends and
Yes.
other pastors. Nobody believes that we can be perfect. And like
Even though God said, be perfect.
I
as
know,
am
right?
perfect.
And so
Yeah.
I've been arguing the fact, like, no, I mean, why would he command you to be perfect if it wasn't possible?
Right.
And they're all like giving me all these verses, and these are the verses that the pastors gave me. Like, nah,
Yeah.
nobody can be perfect. We're
Remind
born in
them
a
that
fallen
have
nature.
not me in the past. You
Yeah.
did. That's why you repented.
But when you go through the Son and return to the Father, you, from that moment on, can be perfect and sinless for the rest of your life.
Yes. A
Yeah.
little bit more than that, but yes.
Yeah.
Do you sin? Right here. Do you sin? Are you a Christian? Oh, hold on for the mic.
I'm here learning today.
So you do sin?
Yes, I sin.
And it's your first time here?
Yes.
What's your name?
Matt.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So do you still sin?
Yes.
Did you sin this morning?
No.
You sinned yesterday?
No.
Day before yesterday?
Maybe. Probably.
And so what are your sins?
Oh, I don't know. Is drinking a sin? Is vices a sin?
Are you a Christian?
No.
You an atheist?
No.
You a sinner?
I guess that's one way of saying it.
And so what is sin?
Well, I guess when it comes to Christianity, doing against God's will, right? What He wants us to do.
What is sin?
Breaking God's word.
What is sin?
I don't.
So why do you
It's an
think
act.
why do you think you are a sinner if you don't know what it is?
Well, enlighten me. What is sin?
No, I'm asking you, why do you think you are if you don't know what it is?
Well, I know certain acts are sins.
Like what?
I don't know, adultery, lying,
Why do you think
stealing,
those are sins?
because they're in the Ten Commandments.
But they didn't say it was a sin, right? It said don't do it in these commandments, right?
Okay,
He didn't call that a sin, right?
I guess not.
No. Did he call it a sin?
No,
And why do you call it a sin?
because it's the best I know. Right? I guess I don't know enough about sin then.
Then how do you know that you are a sinner?
Well, from my limited knowledge, I guess that's why I think that. My wrong knowledge, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about that today? Why do I think I'm a sinner and I don't know what it is?
I haven't thought about that.
Right?
No.
Did someone call you that when you was a kid?
No.
Well, how did you come up with the idea that you are a sinner?
I just know that I've sinned. And I've made mistakes in my life that I believe to be sins.
Like what?
Lied.
You lied? Are you lying now?
No. I promise you I'm not lying now.
And so how do you know lying is a sin?
I don't know that, I guess. I'm willing to admit that, but
Yeah.
I believe it to be wrong, so yeah,
But not necessarily a sin.
not necessarily.
Yeah. And we'll come back to you. That's a good question. Are you a sinner?
Yes.
Let him have the mic. Are you a Christian? You say yes?
Yes.
Are you a
I
Christian?
am agnostic.
You're agnostic?
Correct.
Oh, good. You're
Thank you.
an unbeliever sinner.
There's not enough information available for me to believe in
But you
Christian God.
But you believe that you are a sinner.
Well, that wasn't your question. You asked me if I sin.
Right. And you said yes.
Well, yeah, I think lying, murder, things like that.
Why do you think that?
Well, it's,
This
I
is
guess
so
morals.
good.
Yeah,
So what else?
that's a good question.
Yes. People don't think, and the whole world is a lie. Did you know that?
Okay,
The whole world is a lie.
all right.
But why do you think lying is a sin?
Well, maybe it's immoral.
Why do you think lying is a sin?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe I just go to the sin thing because we're in a at church and talking about sin.
Oh, so you're just making it up.
I'm not making it up.
Are you a liar?
Sometimes.
Are you lying now?
No.
Beta. Nah, okay. All right. Let me ask one more person, then I'll come back to you with the answer. Right here. Right next to you, Esteban. Are you a sinner?
Yes,
And what sins do you commit?
I lied. I got in trouble for lying.
And is lie a sin? Lying a sin?
I think so,
Why do you think so?
because you intend to not tell the truth. You intend to deceive, and that's what lying
But why do you
is.
think that's a sin?
Because in the Bible it mentioned the Lord loathes a liar.
The Bible says lying is a sin.
I don't know.
You don't know? So you liar? You're just making it up. Right?
No, I'm not. I mean, I don't know if it per se says that,
Why do you say it then?
because we're taught from a young age that it's not good to lie.
Who taught you that lying is a sin?
My mentors, my parents, my
Get rid of them. Throw mama from the train. So what are you thinking right now?
I'm just thinking about this present moment,
Yeah.
being here,
And being a liar and a sinner. How old are
guilty
you?
as charged.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Anybody disagree with me, let me know, all right? Lying is not a sin. Lying is breaking the commandment, because when you break the commandment, then you lose trust. People don't trust you, but you're not sinning. It's best to be honest than to be a liar. Yes, sir. Hold on for the mic there.
So would you say sin is more of a willful act of disobedience?
No, because you don't have a will.
Well, I was taught that sin was the deviation, that men and women, we were created in God's image.
Right.
And the image of God is perfect,
Well,
holy,
women
and
are
righteous.
created in the image of man.
Okay,
Man is created in the image of God.
okay. And in us being image bearers of God, we're to reflect his good character and righteousness in our behavior. So anything that mars his good character in us doing things is sin.
Who told you that?
It was something that I just understood in
That
reading
sounds
God's
so
word.
nice, huh? If we were in church, you'd be like, hey, man, praise the Lord. Are you a sinner? You said all that nice stuff.
That's interesting. No, I would say no.
You don't sin?
No.
And what is sin?
Sin is not reflecting God's good character.
That doesn't make sense to
God
me.
is not one to lie, so for me to lie would be to sin.
And you made that up?
No.
What is God's good character? What do you mean?
Well, going back to Genesis,
Who?
going back to the book of Genesis, God
Oh.
is the creator. And in the story of creation, it describes God doing all of these wonderful things, preparing a place for man to live and
What does
actually
it have
having a
to do with you
relationship.
sinning?
Because, well, in me being a creation of God, I'm in a place whereby which I can create life, I can create relationships.
Did you create life?
Yes, I have
When?
two sons.
Who?
I have two sons.
No wonder they're not around. You think you
grown.
created your sons?
I was given the honor of participating in creation of the
Do you think you
children.
created your son? Your sons? This is so amazing. Isn't this amazing?
That's interesting.
Yeah. Because people don't think. They don't think on the right things. They just think on what sounds good. But they're not true. Did you create your own sons?
No, I didn't create them.
You just said you did. Why did you say you did? You lying. Sit next to the liar.
No, It's more of an understanding of biology.
See, you're not the only one that's lying.
Well, it's more of an understanding of biology.
Who?
Biology.
Who is that?
It's a discipline where we study
So,
organisms and how they function.
so biology made you believe you created your own son?
That I participated in creating my own son.
Did it
Yes.
make you believe you created your own son?
Yes.
How did you so drop that class? That's a liberal class. How did you create your own sons?
Through the sexual organs that I was given to possess in my body.
And who gave you the sexual organs?
God gave me those.
So you didn't create those.
No, I didn't.
So why do you think you could create the sons?
Because he gave me how can I put it, stewardship over
Oh,
my
Lord.
body as well as,
Stewardship is not creating.
okay. Well,
Amazing.
he gave me the power to choose.
Beta.
Well, he gave me the power of bearing a seed.
So what is sin?
Sin is not reflecting God's good character in my
That doesn't mean a
behavior.
thing. That just sound good. That's church talk. Isn't it so much fun?
Well, how
Let's
would
get
you?
this started in here.
Well, when I look at the Decalogue, the Ten
Who?
Commandments,
The Decalogue.
Yeah, the Ten Commandments.
What about them?
Paul speaks of how he didn't have any problem honoring God in obeying the commandments until he got to the point of covetousness. So when he got to the point of covetousness, the world opened up to him to see how
What
evil
is
and wicked,
covetousness?
the desire for something that really isn't been given to you. to
Where's
have.
Paul now?
Paul is dead.
I rest my case. You want to take a stab at that? Yeah. Amazing.
Stab at sin.
And so, what is sin?
Well, I think the word gets used in two senses. So, like, if you ordered a bunch of food and you didn't eat it, and it's thrown away, you'll say, "Oh man, it's a sin to throw away that food."
So what is sin? Do
So-
you sin?
No.
You don't
Because-
sin.
No.
Have you ever sinned?
Yes.
And what was sin when you were doing it?
Well, again, because there's
Your
two.
wife is thinking you're lying.
No, there's two senses. So, you're talking about let's just call it a bad action, and I think that's the sense that everyone's getting stuck on. But when you talk about sin, you're talking about the judgment, the knowledge of good and evil. So, the sin is to judge something, to assume that we're in a position to know what's good and bad, which we don't.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
That is what sin is. Sin is anger. Anger is judgment, resentment. And when you have that personality, you play God. Because you judge yourself and you judge everybody and you come up with decisions, you are playing God. And everything else is just attachment. Because once you become angry, you fall away from God, and now you look for something to make you feel better. So you get into sex or drugs or lying or something trying to feel better. But once you drop the anger, then you return to the Father, as he mentioned, back to God. Then everything else you picked up fall away, and you're able to keep the commandments. Because God will cause you to keep them. He will not let you go astray.
Right.
Because you're not playing him now. You'll let go of playing God. And so everything you picked up along the way drops away. Eventually you're a free man from that stuff. But sin is not the commandments. Sin is a man playing God. You're not supposed to have any opinion about anything. You are the observer, and God, your Father, allows you to see all things. It's so amazing. That makes sense? Yeah. You're absolutely right, man.
Right.
So you don't judge anymore?
No.
You don't get angry?
No.
Oh, good.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're absolutely right.
Well, yeah, because when we get stuck on the action, like lying, stealing, or killing, you could lie and it'd be a good lie. Like if the Nazis were here and we were hiding,
Yeah, there's a time to
I'd
lie.
be like, yeah, we have them under the floorboard, or
Yeah.
or if you're gonna kill somebody because they're gonna, I don't know, rape a little girl.
If somebody's
That's not
breaking your
necessarily
house
a
looking
bad
for your wife to kill her,
Right.
oh, she's under the table.
Right. Yeah.
Have you
So-
seen your wife? I want to kill her. Oh, she's over there. You're absolutely right, man. 100% correct. Let him have the mic back. Did that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And so if you don't have any anger, God will cause you to keep the commandments.
I got one more verse, so I want to read.
Okay, but does that make sense though?
It does make sense, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you don't have anger, everything starts to fall away. So now you're being made perfect because you're not judging. You're keeping the commandments.
Yeah.
All is well. And
I-
and then you learn how to deal with every challenge, every imperfect situation in a perfect way.
Totally.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
So tell your little preacher you were lying.
We had like a 3-hour-long conversation, and I kept coming back to, no, I think you can be perfect. And he was like, nope, I don't think you can. And that was basically where we left
In
it.
John, it says if a man sins and says he's of God, he's a liar, the truth not in him.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, for this reason Christ came that we might not sin.
Right.
So if Christ wastes his time if you're still sinning.
Yep.
This is why people are suffering too.
Because they don't believe that they can be
They don't
perfect.
believe they can stop, so they
Yeah.
keep on sinning.
Yeah,
And whenever you sin, life is hell.
So you think that Satan has proclaimed this lie to the world that nobody can be perfect,
Yes.
and that you cannot overcome your sin,
Yeah.
and everyone by and large has believed that?
Most people,
Yeah.
yes.
All right.
I
got
don't
one.
think everybody, but most people have.
All right, one last verse.
Yeah.
Romans 7, starting in verse 14. We know the law that is spiritual, but I am unspiritual, sold as a slave to sin. I do not understand what I do, for what I want to do, I do not do, but what I hate, I do. And if I do what I do not want to do, I agree that the law is good. As it is no longer I myself who do it, but it is the sin living in me. For I know what is good itself does not dwell in me. That is my sinful nature. For I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. For I do not do the good I want to do, but the evil I do not want to do. This I keep on doing. Now, if I do what I do not want to do, it is no longer I who do it, but it is sin living in me that does it.
Amazing. Sound like Paul went to my school. That's too many I's and do's and don'ts and do's. What I do, if I do what I do, I do.
Yeah.
I know you can make a song out of that.
If you do, I do, I do.
Joel want to respond to that.
Yeah.
What's your question about that first?
So, I mean, I can think about reading this is like, he is not in control of his own actions.
Who?
Paul.
Right.
Who's writing? Like, he wants to do good, but he's doing evil. And he can't help but to do it.
Right.
And even when he wants to do good, he can't do good.
Yep.
So you got to return to the Father, and like you say, of yourself you know nothing, of yourself you can do nothing. So it's not you doing the good, but it's the Father in you that's doing good.
Right.
And once you return to the Father, then you do good.
That's right.
So, and once you return to the
And so
Father,
that-
you can be perfect from that moment on and never sin again.
Absolutely.
right.
Without a doubt. It's so
I
amazing.
believe that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hear your 2 cents on it.
Okay. Joel want to respond, then I give my 2 cents.
All right.
I agree in the sense that when you are trying to come out of the fallen state, you can't control, you're influenced by evil to do evil things.
Yeah.
But when you have your mind made up that you want to come out of the fallen state and you're tired of suffering, then things can change. So I think once your mind is made up and it makes sense to you, you will make that stance to no longer do it anymore.
Yes.
That's
Just
my
to add to that, that thing that's made a home in you, that makes you do what you don't want to do, because you'll say, I'm not going to do it today. I'm not going to do it in the morning or anymore, right? but then a few days will pass, then that thing will make you do it. It'll drive you to do it. It'll start talking to you, and then you feel it, and then you find yourself doing it. Anybody ever gone through that? And you say, I can't believe I did that. I said I would never do it again. I said I'd never cheat with this slut. And then a few days go by, the slut come by. Because the slut need more money. And you're like, no, I'm not going to do it. But you're lying to yourself. And that's the thing that's make you do the things you don't want to do. That's Satan's nature. That's pride. That's ego. And it feels like you. It sounds like you and it feels like you, right? But it's not you. And so when you watch that and don't judge it, know that it's wrong, it's not you, just watch it and don't do anything about it. Just relax in it. Then God will remove it from you and give you back himself, and then you'll do good. And it's not you doing good, it's God in you. Just like it was Satan's nature making you do wrong, making you do the things you don't want to do. We are not in control of anything. Who think you're in control? I should have asked that first. Anybody think, so you used to think you were in control? If you really pay attention, you're not in control of anything. You either be controlled by evil or controlled by good. It's two spirits, one or the other. Whomever you serve, that's your God. And all people who judge and all people who have anger, Satan is your daddy. And he makes you do the things you don't want to do. Even the things you say, I promise I would never do again. I'm not going to get mad at that person next time. And the first thing you do is go off. Where you been? Oh, I worked late. No, you didn't. Because Satan told you the person was out messing around. You're not in control of anything. You're not in control of your own life. You don't have a free will. Of yourself, you know nothing, and of yourself, you can do nothing. You've been lied to by your parents and by the intellectuals of the world. That means preachers and teachers and whomever. Really, if you let go, it's going to be amazing. You got to get to know yourself. So that's not you that making you sin. That thing was in you. He'll take that away from you. And it's going to be amazing. Like Joel said one day, feel like you have nothing to hold on to. Nothing. No thoughts, no feelings, no nothing. It's a perfect feeling. Perfect way to live. That makes sense? Yeah. I would like to interview your preachers on my TV show or radio show.
All right.
Okay. Let me do this. I saw Ernest first, and then we'll go through the room. Yes, Ernest.
Yeah, so what makes us think that we're in control of our lives, or, you plan for the future, you try to, what?
Satan does, because it's your ego, you have his nature, and he constantly making you think that you can control things.
But yeah,
because you're his child.
I know I have that issue. It seems like everyone around me has that issue. How does that begin? How do we start believing that we have control of our
When you
life?
first fall into anger, whether with your parents or with some type of trauma or something. The moment you became angry, you lose sight of God. And Satan become your daddy and make you think you're in charge. And then you spend the rest of your life trying to stop. Oh, I'm not going to do it. My name is John. I'm an alcoholic. And everybody goes, yeah, John. And you feel good while they're applauding. And then you look for the slut that's at the meeting, and you take the slut home with you. That's what they do at the AA meetings. Have you noticed that? I've never seen so many people at the AA get together in all my life. Why would you want to date a man or woman at the meeting? 2 drug addicts or 2 alcoholics. That ain't going to help. Anyway, so Satan made you believe that the moment, because prior to that, you are connected to God. You have no opinion about things. You forgive. You just living your life as a kid. But the moment your parents or your mother, your father, or something happens, you become angry, you lose it. You lose yourself. That's why Christ came so we could return to the Father. That makes sense? Yes. And so when that anger comes up, just relax in it. Don't have a conversation about it or anything, because Satan's trying to convince you so he can control you some more. Every time you believe a thought, you believe in a lie. Every time, no matter what that thought is, you have never had an original thought. Never. No such thing. Did it help, Ernest? Yeah. Okay. I saw a hand right here. Yeah, right here. And then I'm coming around. Yes.
My question is, what about the biological fact that women, when they are approaching that month, that date of the month, become very emotional and can get angry or irritable?
That's a good question.
And then they get angry.
Do you get angry once a month?
Yes.
On the 23rd?
That's something that sometimes we
Poor
cannot
husband.
control.
And your husband stay at work all day that day, huh? Oh, it's the 23rd of December. I'm not going home today. The only reason that you get become that way is because you become angry at having to go through that. If you're okay about it, had no opinion about it, it would be nothing. You can't judge it at all. We have no right to judge anything. We have no right to say, oh, it's the 23rd. I can't stand this. I gotta go and do this. None of that.
But what if you don't even know it's coming and you start feeling those symptoms before it even comes?
You mean the anger feelings? Or
Yeah, it just comes up. Yeah, the anger,
Just relax. Practice. I want you to practice being aware, even now. So when it does come up, you're already there. It means nothing to you. You just watch it and let it pass. You won't give it any life at all. It's so amazing. Don't talk to it. Don't go with the feelings. Don't react. It has to die. It lives off your reaction. It's it that made a home in you. That make sense?
So that's also Satan living in me during those days?
Yes. Satan is well and alive on the 23rd. How many days it lasts?
It varies, but sometimes 3, 5.
Ooh. I'm sorry, man.
All we need is fair warning.
I'm telling you. You should practice in all things being aware without an opinion. In all things, have no opinion, let opinion pass, because they're strictly from Satan. And then so when it does happen, God will allow you to see it, and it will be nothing. No life at all. That makes sense?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
This is so true, I'm telling you the whole truth. I used to be a beta male, and now I'm not because I know what I'm telling you.
And you know what's so disappointing is that I went through the forgiving of my mother. I did it twice because I realized that the first time when I thought I had forgiven her, it wasn't, because I got mad at her again. So then I did it the second time, and I really felt that this time I had done it for sure.
Yes.
And then this happened. I was in those days, and my mother did something that completely made me just go off, and I got so angry that even my husband thought that someone attacked me on the street because I was so out of breath and so agitated. And then I felt so disillusioned and so at myself, because I thought I had already become a daughter of God, and I was living his way, and I was on my way to perfection. And then this happened, and it's just like I felt like it set me back 100
You made
steps.
one big mistake. You listen to the thoughts about your mother. So if I'm around my mother, she starts screaming and yelling and carrying on or trying to control me or whatever, I can now see it, and it has no effect. Even if Satan's trying to tell me, oh, your mother trying to control you again, just let that pass. It's just a lie. He's trying to draw you back. He's trying to tempt you to come back into hell. Don't fall for his temptations. Every thought is a temptation from Satan. You are free from that. You have forgiven your mother, but you still believe it a lie because you're a young child inwardly and you're growing. Doubt every thought. So that's no big deal. Just learn from it and do it no more. All right? Yeah, but just doubt every thought and watch those thoughts, because you think, you feel, and you act. Stop acting. Stop reaction. Stop reacting to things. Just watch it. Have no opinion about it. And after a while, you'll be totally free. And Jesus came that you may be free, right, James? Did you find that for me? Oh.
I found it. I don't have the whole verse, but I can roughly quote it.
Okay, roughly quote it.
Okay, so he came that you might have life, that one?
Yeah.
So, according to John 10:10, I think this is Jesus talking, saying the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy.
That's
But I
right.
came that you might have life. And have it more
Absolutely.
abundantly.
When you drop that anger, you're going to have life. Everyone who has anger is dying. You're not living. All in the name of Jesus, you're the walking dead. Your eyes are open, but you're dead. But when you drop that anger, return to the Father, you have life forever. That's why Christ came. And you should be living, not dying. He came so you can live. That makes sense? So doubt every thought. Okay? All right. James, you need to read something online? No. Oh, okay. Right here. Okay, I'm coming all the way around. No, right behind you in the black, yes. Did you have your hand?
Earlier,
No.
yeah. Well, no, you know, I got to tell you that the anger thing, every time we come into this place, I realize that you don't have to be right and there's no putting down. It's about getting to the right place.
Yes.
And through all these conversations, we learned, every time I come here, I learn something. But the anger thing, you know, for years people like, control your anger. It's not about controlling your
That's
anger.
right.
It's getting rid of it.
Get rid of
letting
it. You
go.
can't control it.
Yeah, that's really
It
clear now.
controls you.
Yeah. It changes your whole atmosphere
Yeah.
of the way you look at things, the way you look at people.
Yes.
Peace inside yourself.
That's right.
And you become much more, you can make something of your day. The anger gets in the way bad.
It does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's really clear.
It's so amazing to live without anger. It really is, folks. I want you to just watch it without opinion. And I want you to become dispassionate. Stop being so passionate. That's so girly,
Can I say this too?
even for girls.
You know,
And to speak of that, a black girl was submitted suicide. You hear about that in Alabama? Yes, finish your statement.
no, I was
there.
just going to say that you had a lady with the Democrats for Christians with the red jacket on.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what I'm realizing also is that when people intellectualize the Bible, it actually kills everything.
That's right.
There are too many words, too many things, too many excuses.
It's just
And-
all mess.
Yeah, and you
as Joel
simplify it
said.
for us, which I think helps us.
Yes.
They don't make
She's
sense.
on the Father State. Be sure to check it out. Christian Democrats for the illegals or something. They go down to the borders and help them break the law. And they think Jesus would have done that. All in the name.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right, man. Right here, Mark. This is so much fun. And then right here, right? You had your hand, right?
Oh, no.
You didn't have your hand?
I was just going to say one little thing.
Oh, okay. Yes.
You know how people always say the verse, if we claim to be without sin, that means we can't be perfect?
Right.
The 3 verses before that, starting from 5 to 8, says it 3 times. It says, this is a message we have heard from him, and I declare to you, God is a light, in him there is no darkness at all.
Yeah.
If we claim to have
A
fellowship
little louder,
with him,
Mark.
if we claim to have fellowship with him and yet walk in the darkness, we lie and do not live out the truth. But if we walk in the light, as he is in the light, we have fellowship with one another, and the blood of Jesus Christ, his Son, purifies us from all sin.
Yes. Isn't it nice to be learning the truth and being made free? It is so simple. It is so simple.
It's just funny because there's like an order, and then it says, you know, if you claim to be without sin, right after that it says, but if we confess, so it's saying,
Yep.
yes, we have all sinned,
That's right.
but then you confess,
I'm
you
sorry,
forgive,
and he
yeah.
forgive you, then you start living.
And there's like, it says it like 3 times here, 3 times there, and people pick the one in the middle that says, if we are without sin.
I don't know why people waste their time at these churches. These preachers are lying to you. They are intellectual heads. Anytime a preacher tell you they went to school to become a preacher, don't go there. It's an intellectual. Because if you're called by God, you don't have to go to school to be a preacher. If he call you, he'll prepare you. He knows more than the person at the school. And you don't know what's going to happen in the very next moment. And so some man can't tell you how to handle the next moment. Oh, quote the scripture. That's so dumb. You're right, Mark. Very good, man. What do you think about all this? And then I'll come here.
Actually, I had a question.
Yes, this is your first time, right?
Yeah, my first time.
What's your name?
My name is Josh.
Do you sin, Josh?
I do. Well, I did.
This morning?
No, I haven't sinned. Yeah, I haven't sinned in a while. But
What sin you committed recently?
judging, you know.
Yeah.
I was judging people, and
Did you know that all men who judges are women?
I do.
Yeah. You're a woman. Beta. If you notice, when a man get angry, doesn't he act like a woman? Just like a female, just won't talk, and looking at you all crazy, and then let it go on for days and hours, and it feels like you're dealing with mama. And then when I was in that fallen state, you want to appease them, so you want to be nice so they can cut it out, right? But now I don't care. But a man become a woman because it's not natural for men to have anger. All right, ma'am.
So, so my question was, I had a similar problem, like this young lady, not the menstrual problem,
Yeah.
but on reoccurring anger.
Yes.
You know, I've been watching you for quite a while on YouTube and stuff, and I had forgave my mother, and
You went to her?
yeah, I went up to her, and
How did that go?
she was mad and
Yeah.
emotional, but after about a month or so, she realized everything, and our relationship just got so much better.
You kept hanging around her?
No, I did not.
Oh, good.
No, I was gone.
Yeah.
She wouldn't want me around the house. I basically got like disowned as a son.
That's good.
Yeah, and I was out on the street, and I became a man.
That's right.
Because they weren't babying me anymore. And giving me a hand every time I was in trouble.
That's right, man.
I did all that, and then anger sometimes will creep up on me, thinking that I was strong. And I guess my question is, how do you stay strong, as in clear-minded, and
That's a good question.
to keep.
Like I told a young lady, never think that you're strong, but watch the thoughts. Because Satan is always busy, and sometimes he'll go away and pretend like he's not going to bother you anymore. And he's like, oh, I'm so strong, I'm so free. Then he'll sneak back up on you. So always just be aware and have no opinion about it. And so whatever thoughts you got or whatever you feel, no big deal. Just let it pass, keep doing what you're doing, and let it pass, and you'll be free. And make sure you do the prayer. You too, young lady. Make sure you do the silent prayer.
Okay.
All right, silentprayer.video. And it'll all work itself out. And allow yourself to grow, because right now, in the spirit, you're a kid. You're just now waking up, you return to the Father, and now you're growing. So be patient with yourself. Nothing is a big deal.
Okay.
That make sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah. Did you forgive your father too?
I did.
How did that go?
My dad he didn't have much to say. He
Yeah.
just kind of just took it, was behind my mother, and they were just like out of the house.
Yep.
But for a while, I have two older brothers as well. They're still very, very lost, and they get taken care of. Like anytime they get in trouble, my dad hands out money. And I told him,
Don't do that.
He tried to do the same to me. I told him, Dad, I know you love us and you do anything for us, but that there is helping.
That's right.
It's not helping me become a man.
That's right.
You need to let us go out there and.
You need to overcome your own challenges so you can grow up.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, man. Wow, so you're not trying to appease your mother at all, right?
I'm not.
Yeah. Be honest with her. You don't have to be nasty or anything, but just be honest.
Yeah.
And don't try to appease her. Don't say, oh, Mama, how you doing?
Yeah.
None of that stuff. All right?
Okay.
You have a nice voice, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, radio voice.
I appreciate
Very nice
it.
voice.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. That's it for me?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you came, man. I think, Raul, who had the hair? Gennaro, you had your hair?
Yeah.
Okay, then the young man behind you, and then up here.
Yeah, originally it was a judgment. I wanted to say that's the real sin, the judgment.
Have you stopped judging?
It still gets me every now and then, yes. It still gets me.
Have you
But
stopped
for the most part,
judging?
no.
No.
Still
Well, you're
gets me.
going to suffer, man.
Every time I do, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good to know that I don't judge nowhere near as much as I used to.
Yeah.
So that's
Well, no,
good
it's good to know you're not doing it at all. Because
yeah,
you're not going to know
I
peace.
pray that one day I'll be there.
You're not going to know peace until you stop doing it, period.
Correct.
You got to become the observer, not the decision maker,
I agree.
no matter what it is.
I agree.
It's so amazing. And Satan get really busy and try to talk to you too.
Yeah.
Try to help you make decisions. The moment you realize I got to stop making decisions, he like, help him make decisions. It's all like God does not talk to you in your head. He revealed things to you.
You know, when I was young, I was never taught that anger was wrong. That's
I
the thing.
know.
I think that we all have that same issue. We thought, you're taught that it's an evolutionary part, that it's normal, because they can't overcome it.
tell
They don't
you can
understand the mystery of
control
it.
It's normal, and that's why they can deceive you.
Yeah.
Because as long as you're angry, now the preacher can lie to you. Everybody can just, the
Right.
intellectuals, they lie to you.
Right.
Because you're in that fallen state.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't believe them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me take the young man behind you.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on that thing where you're talking about people coming out of seminary. I knew this guy. I went to school with him, and he was Jewish. He went to seminary, and he was an atheist after seminary.
Yeah.
So that's what the seminary produced.
Do
An
you sin?
atheist. Huh?
Do you sin?
Not 24/7.
Do you sin?
Yes.
You still sin. Why are you still sinning?
Because, like Paul said.
No, not Paul. You.
It's the
Where's
it's
Paul
the flesh,
now?
The flesh that sins, but the spirit doesn't.
So what?
The flesh in me, but the spirit, no, it's perfect.
No. So why are you still sinning? Because all you just did was quote the Bible.
Well, I got one quick
And
question.
that's so amazing how the sinners quote the Bible, and it sounds like the answer, but it's not the answer.
I got one
You
quick
just
question,
quote,
though. Yes,
do you
yes.
still sin? Yeah, like Paul. What does that mean? Paul dead.
Hey, Jesse, I wanted to ask you a quick question.
No, why are you still sinning?
Why?
No, why?
Why? Because
No, why?
It's because it's I guess you could say there's no excuse. I don't have an excuse.
But why are you doing it then?
Stupidity.
You like sinning?
No.
Well, why are you doing it?
The flesh.
Why are you doing it?
There's no excuse.
Did you go and
I don't have
forgive
an
yet?
excuse.
You forgave
Huh?
your mother?
What's that?
Did you forgive?
Yeah, and I had a good conversation
forgave
with
your
her.
mother?
Yeah, absolutely.
And your
it
father?
was great.
And your
my father's
father?
passed away.
I'm sorry?
My father's passed away.
So you have not forgiven him?
Yeah, I forgave him.
So why are you still sinning then?
I'm not really, I don't know if you would call it sin, like typical, like stealing, lying, cheating.
Those are not sins. I'm talking about the real deal.
Yeah, I'm not doing none of that. No.
You're doing none of what?
None of that. Like I said, cheating, lying.
That's not sinning.
Fornicating. I'm not doing any of that stuff.
What
no.
kind of sin you're doing?
Stupidity.
Like what? Like quote Paul. Like what, for example? When
Just,
people quote the Bible to you, I want you to run.
Put it this way, leaning towards my fleshly inclinations. That's the furthest I'll
Well, you
go.
need to drop that. That doesn't mean a thing.
I know.
Why are you still sinning? What kind of sin you're
Well,
committing?
you know, like I said, I'm too private to go into it in public.
Oh, okay. You don't want to tell us.
Yeah, I'm
It
just.
must be really bad, huh?
But I do have. I have this.
Slut!
No, none of that. No. But
When a man says, I don't want to tell it, slut time!
hey, Jesse, I do
No, I'm
have
messing with you.
I got a quick. No problem.
Yeah.
I got a quick question though.
Yes.
When you know what I consider you a social genius. Really, that's what I
Who?
consider you.
Oh.
Because you understand social issues so well. And one question I do have today is, why is sin distributed the way it is? Like, you'll see certain people they'll have to go to the TNA bars. You know, they just have to go. You know, I've had friends and
Oh, you mean you're asking why do people do
Why is
certain
it
things to break the
distributed?
commandment of others?
Yeah, why?
Don't.
And then other people are into like
Okay.
wrong religion.
Because
and
it depends on the person that caused you to become that way.
okay, so you're saying
A lot of
that's
men, they really hate
familial?
women. A lot of men hate
Uh-huh.
women, most men do. And so one lady is not enough, or
Right.
watching it on a movie is not enough. They got to go to the TNA bar, like you
Right.
said, because they're trying to find something that's been lost, and they think they can find it in the woman, and they can't.
Okay, and then the other person
And so another person may
lie
be
like
trouble-
crazy. You know, that's
Right.
their sins. You know what? Why is it distributed like that?
Because the person that caused them to fall away was a liar. And so they're afraid to be honest with the person.
Oh, so you're saying that
Whomever
whoever
caused-
raises you has
Yeah.
a lot, and whoever you associate with has a lot to do with.
No, whoever causes the trauma, you become like that person that you hate.
Okay,
You
so it
take
starts.
on, Joel and I was talking about that. Remember, Joel? You take on the identity of the person that you hate. That's why men act like women, because they hate their mothers.
Okay. Yeah,
And
'cause
so
you
they
know-
act like all women. Or women that want to be lesbians.
Right.
They hate their father, so they want to be a man.
Well, you know, I heard that 80% of holding down a job is just showing up. And,
I don't know about
why
that.
do so many people can't just show up at the job?
Because they're lazy.
Right? Because 80% is showing up, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I got to move on because your questions are not good ones. All right, thank you, though. And the gray sweater, and then here, the under, the gray sweater. Did you have your hair yet?
Oh,
Did you have your hair?
I just wanted to know, was it the Gospel of John or 1 John that we were referring to?
1 John.
1 John what?
1 through 8.
1 through 8, okay.
But it's written in your heart. If you get to know yourself, it will be revealed to you. Because they switches up the Bible every so often anyway. All depend on culture. So that's why God wrote it in your heart.
Okay. My other question was, would masturbation be considered a sin?
Ooh. Slut walk. No, it's your hatred of women that caused you to do it. And you're trying to get something and it's just not enough with one woman or two. Now you're just trying to find happiness. But you're trying to find love, but you're never going to find it that way. This sin is the hate that you have that causes you to do it. If you get rid of the anger, you'll never have to worry about that again. You may find yourself dreaming about it, but then that'll pass too. All right? You got to drop the anger. Have you forgiven?
Yes.
Who you forgave?
Myself first.
Did you forgive your mother?
My mother, I never really looked at her as being an unvirtuous woman, so
Did you forgive your mother?
I didn't have any reason to hate my mother.
Did you forgive your mother? Go forgive Satan. Ain't no such thing as a virtuous woman. You wouldn't be so ladylike if you didn't resent your mother.
Well, oddly enough, my mother was the only woman that I know in history, other than the Virgin Mary, that didn't have sex before marriage.
Go and forgive your mother. I'm telling you. I want you to get to know yourself so you can see what she did to you, and then go forgive her. And your father too.
Oh, I had a lot of anger for my father.
I know you did. You had your mother's anger for your father. Well, you think this woman is virtuous, and she is not virtuous. That's why your father didn't like her. You notice that?
We'll have to talk about that one after church.
Okay. Slut walk. No, you do not love your mother, and you love no woman. Believe me, you don't. Let me ask the lady sitting next to you. Does he love women? Not the sexual love, but real love. Have you met his mother?
His mother passed away when he was 15, so.
Oh, he didn't tell me that. The virtuous woman died at 15?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Does he love women?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You got to forgive your mother, man. Maybe I don't know why, but you need to know. Maybe she left you too early, or you had a stepmother, or you blame God, or something happened. Because you're not yourself. You're too intellectual.
Well, I don't think it was my mother that was the real problem. It was more of the example that I was taught from her was totally not what women were really all about. So I ended up having to discover the truth about women and the ugliness of how women are by nature, and then it was at a point where I could actually
You got to stop
with-
hating women. You hate women.
Well, no, I wouldn't say I hate women.
Your girlfriend said, yes, you hate women.
Well, I told her to say that, so only.
No, you didn't. She bowed her head on her own.
Okay.
You didn't tell her to say that.
All right.
Not
Well-
now, at least.
Well, it was for
You got
me.
to stop hating women.
Right, but it's not a matter of me hating women.
Yes, it
It
is.
was more, well, like right now for me, accepting the nature of how women are was the thing that I used to hate. It was like I hated myself for having an understanding that was erroneous, that was wrong.
Have you accepted them, their
Yes.
nature?
Yes.
Then you hate them. Because children of God neither accept or deny. They just observe. You still hate women.
Well, I observed that there's certain behaviors that, in order for me to have a relationship with a woman, that I just cannot do.
You know
And I
why,
used
right?
And I used to hate the fact that I couldn't be this noble, virtuous,
But you still are
well-mannered
not.
man.
But you still have not accomplished that because you're still a woman. You still hate women. Your conversation says you hate women. And you can tell me about it later. I got to move on. And your girlfriend is like, yeah, she hate women, huh? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Yeah. It's all over you, man. I can feel it in my bones. Someday you'll be gone. Right here, I think, right here, then here. And then there, and then I gotta move on, folks. This is so amazing. If you follow these, if you drop the anger, if you lose all your opinions about things, no judgment at all, you'll be free just like that. And you'll have the life that Christ sacrificed for you. Really, he wants you to live, not to die. And people are dying, walking dead, because they're so dishonest. See how nice my friend tried to make that up? And then in the church, they would be like, hey, man, brother. And she would be thinking, he's lying. But anyway, yes, ma'am.
So what I'm getting out of all of this is judgment. And when I heard you read the scripture of Paul saying he desires to be good and he knows to be good or thinks he wants to be good.
The things he wants to do, he doesn't do, but he wants to do them, but he can't do them, so he do what he does because he wants to do, he couldn't do, and then he figured out something else made a home in him. So he couldn't do what he wanted to do, but he did what he did because he couldn't do it.
It made complete sense. I think there's something to good in, at least what I'm seeing in this conversation here for myself.
Yes.
I'm looking within myself because I'm hearing him talk about women, and I can hear that what ultimately he has is judgment of women. So
Yes.
regardless of what his judgment is, he's got judgment. And then I
Yes.
started thinking within myself about good. The idea and the concept of good is I have a really strong judgment of what good is. And I
Yes.
think that is
You got to
what
drop it.
I have to drop it. I have
Yes.
to overcome
You
goodness.
can't have any idea what good is or bad.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, it will be revealed to you.
Yeah.
You've been taught what good and bad is, and that's what you're riding on.
Yeah, because so I guess that's all I had to say. I actually had a question, but I think in this conversation here, it opened my eyes to realize that I have a strong judgment to what goodness is and good is.
Yeah, let
And I
that
need to
go. It's
drop
all
that.
lies.
And I got to overcome good.
Yeah, you got to overcome the intellect. Really, you've been lied to. And then God will, you become his daughter, he will show you. It's so amazing. You've been lied to up here. By right and wrong, good and evil, you've been lied, and now you're trying to live it, and it's not working.
Yeah. And I can see the tail end of what I'm seeing is I have a strong need for acceptance.
Yeah.
You know, and so in
All
my
liars do. All angry people do. They try to get someone to accept them and believe them and love them and all that.
and feel love, and I think that's where I was coming from too, is this desire, in my relationship, and
Yeah.
I think that's where it's coming from. So
Yeah.
thank you.
You need to move out.
Yes.
You really do. Don't have any excuse.
I know.
But you won't, huh?
No.
You won't?
No. That's
The things I want to do, I can't do.
I know.
You know it's best for you to move away, right?
I do know it's
But
best.
you won't, though.
But I won't. I don't.
Amazing.
I think,
No wonder you quote Paul.
I know. I need to.
You're going to suffer in ways that you don't even imagine yet, knowing what's right but won't do it.
Yeah.
And you're never going to know God until you do what you seek to do, without excuses. But you're not going to do it, huh?
No.
Isn't that amazing?
I know. It's bad. Yeah.
So don't cry for her when she dies.
Yes, don't. I'll be okay.
All right. And don't tell James, hey, he'll laugh about it on radio.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, yes, sir.
I have been a Christian my entire life, and I was never taught that Satan can like invade your thoughts in your mind. I was never told that. I never thought until I started listening to you and coming here that my thoughts were not my own.
Right. I used to think that.
I used to think that my thoughts were mine and that no one could break into my thoughts, and in here was all my thinking, right?
Right.
How did you come upon this revelation that your thoughts are not your own and that
That's a
they
good
are
question.
all Satan's thoughts and they are every single thought you get is a lie? How did you come to this?
I went to church. I used to go to Crenshaw Christian Center, and I did everything they asked me to do, right? But then I feel all happy in church, and as soon as I get in my car, I would say before I get in my car, I'm not going to have sex today. I'm too happy. I've been to church. And as soon as I get in my car, I want to have sex. Some say, you got to have sex. I think, wow, I'm not thinking that. Or I tell you to drive off the bridge, or hit the car in front of you, some kind of crazy. And I realized one day, those are not my thoughts. And so I asked God to let me see myself. He allowed me to see that it was the anger that made me believe the lie. I had this anger, and it was Satan's anger, his nature. And he revealed to me where Satan talked to me. And so I realized, other thing happened too, but I realized that those are not my thoughts. I would never tell myself to drive off the freeway, or go fast, or do this or do that. When you pay attention, get to know yourself. That's why God said, bring every thought into captivity. You're going to see that you're not your thoughts.
Right, and I am seeing that.
Yes.
I'm doubting every single one of them.
All of them, those that
yeah.
seem good and those that seem wrong, bad.
It's just no one, I never heard anyone but you preach
For some
or whatever
reason,
say
they
that,
won't teach you the
that
truth.
every single thought you get is a lie. No one has ever told me that. I've never heard that from anyone else.
Yeah, I had not heard. I heard bring thoughts into captivity, but I had not heard that every thought is a lie. But it is. Are you practicing doubting them?
Yes.
Because Adam believed the thoughts. That's why he fell away from God.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have to doubt the thoughts, and we're back with God. Like if you didn't believe your thoughts and get out of there, it's going to be amazing what happened. But you believe in thought, oh, I need to love. Oh, my child. You believe in lies. And you're going to have to suffer some more. That makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, every thought is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Every thought is a lie. There's no yesterday, there's no tomorrow. All we have is right now. That's why God said, come into my present. Because he's right here, right now. He's not in yesterday, and he's not in tomorrow. I had a friend, I made a note of that. A friend of mine called me and told me he had some problem at work, and he started overreacting to it, and he just fell apart. And then he realized that he was living in the past or the future, and that he needed to come back to the presence of God. And when he realized that, right away he was free from it. He got himself back. So you got to stay out of the false illusion of a past or a future. It doesn't exist. And when you live in the present, you're going to see there's no need to be thinking about the past or the future. It doesn't even exist anyway.
You're just in the presence of God.
That's why God said, come into my present. Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about yesterday. It's all lies. It doesn't even exist.
Because if you're in your head, then you're not with God?
No, you're with Satan. Satan is your daddy. You ever call Satan daddy?
Nope.
You will. Especially if you this young lady stay there. Okay, daddy. Yes, ma'am.
So I was wondering if homosexuality is a sin.
What?
Homosexuality? Did I say it right?
Yeah, homosexuality.
Oh, homosexual. What?
Sexuality.
Sorry.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
wondering if homosexuality
Yeah, I
is
think
sin?
I know the answer, but I just want to like.
What answer do you know already?
I think that it's not a sin. It's just anger that
Yes.
control the people.
They
but-
can overcome it just like that.
Oh, okay.
All they have to do is go back to where the trauma happened
So
and
it-
forgive.
It will happen the
I had
same.
a guy call my show from Georgia on Friday, the last guy, and he sounded like a homosexual. I said, are you a homosexual? He said, unfortunately, I am. I said, well, you need to forgive by forgiving your mother. He's like, yeah, I know. I'm moving back to North Carolina somewhere where he's going to forgive his mother.
Okay.
Yeah. There's nothing in life that you cannot overcome. That's why nothing is important. Satan makes you think that it's important. But there's nothing that's a big deal. Nothing. There's a, yes, sir.
I just had a question about anger before
Okay.
you move on. I had a question about like when anger manifests itself into like actual like violence, like that kind of anger.
Right. What about, what's your question?
So, if I'm understanding it correct, like you're supposed to let all anger go.
Yes.
And just
observe it, have
let
no-
God take you to where you need to be.
Yes.
Now, with animosity that comes towards you, does that also apply with that anger, or is that just?
So if somebody coming toward you with animosity, is that your anger or theirs? Are you
That's
asking
their
me that?
anger. That's their anger. But what would be the proper response, I guess, is my
To
question.
forgive them. It's not
As it's happening?
Yes. Because once you go
How would one, I'm sorry, how would one do that?
So once you go and forgive your parents first, you return to the Father, through him to God.
Right.
So when something happens like that, you're already free from it. There's nothing to decide. You see that that person is being driven by an angry spirit and that they can't help it. They don't really mean it, they just can't help it.
Right.
That's why it's so important to get to know yourself. So once you forgive, you're ready to overcome challenges.
So,
when they do-
so you just would bypass the conflict altogether?
Yeah, you deal with it. You know, you're honest with the person, but you're not mad at the person because you know they can't help it. Just as you can help yourself, they can't help themselves. They don't really mean it.
Right. So you would be able to love them even
Yes.
though they hate you.
That's right.
Man.
Absolutely, man. You still, because you have God's love now, you don't have Satan's love, which is no love. And so you still love even your enemy. That person that's coming after you, you still love them, and they be acting all funny.
Yeah, I've never been able to deal with an enemy with love before, so.
Yeah, forgive your mother, and you will.
Okay.
Be aware. Just be aware. Be the observer, not the judger, and you will.
Okay. Thank you.
Have I ever been able to do that, Ernest? What's that? Forgive a person that would give me a bad attitude.
Have you ever been? I don't know. You need to answer that.
Of all the years you know me, have I been able to do that?
I think you have.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
I don't know. I'm not sure why you're directing that towards me.
Because you know me.
Yeah. I've seen it.
It's so amazing to live that way. Have you seen me forgive people that be mad at me, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question now.
You can tell when a person mad at you, they don't look at you. They be like looking at the board. I'm like, how you doing? I'm doing fine. Oh yeah, so what color I have on? I don't know it, I don't care. No, so but Irma's been knowing me over 20-something years, and he see what happens when you forgive. That's what I asked. I've known him a long time. Right, Irma? Yeah. Yes, you are.
I was just saying, I think he was also getting at maybe is that you still defend yourself in a situation where they come at you with that. You
Right,
still,
you speak up, you discern, you speak up, but don't resent. Yeah.
Don't resent in what way?
Don't hate them.
I'm sorry.
So let's say somebody coming after you, they're falsely accusing you.
Okay.
All right? You say, no, that's not true. You're just angry and can't see. You're overreacting. That's not true.
Right.
But don't hate them for coming after you. Don't get mad about it. But discern, speak up.
But like, what about if somebody's intentionally trying to harm you? Because
Then you
usually
say-
that's when I would get angry the most.
No,
is if
you
someone shouldn't do
You
it.
still speak up, fight back, but don't be angry. Don't hate them.
Fight back with no anger.
Right. Have you ever been called nigger?
Yes.
Oh, did you get mad?
Not really.
Oh, like that.
But that's
But you
just
said,
'cause
I'm
it's-
not a nigger.
Well, yeah, because it was like the person that called me nigger, I was like, they were intentionally trying to do that to get
That's
a rise out
right.
of it.
That's what angry people do. They intentionally try to hurt you one way or another. But just like you had the nigger thing, you treat everything the same way.
Right. But
They're
like in
just
a
trying to hurt
physical
you.
fight, like I've never been able to physically fight somebody if I'm not angry at them.
No, that's the best fight.
It's the best fight.
If you come to a blow, you have to fight, right?
Yeah.
If you fight without being angry, it's amazing. You're gonna knock them out.
Oh,
And then
okay,
help
I
'em
see.
up.
Yeah, oh, so it's like you're not consumed by your anger.
Right.
Like you, oh, okay.
You're gonna knock them out,
yeah.
help them up, and ask them if they want to go to lunch. And they're going to be so mad, they're like, no, I want no lunch.
All right, thank you.
That's the
that
truth,
was,
too.
Yeah, I was wondering that as it was passing around with the anger, because I do have anger and resentment that I had to get past, and like I still have to forgive my mother.
You haven't
Trying
done
to
it
do
yet?
Well, I'm trying to do it the right way, because like I'm
What's
on the
the right
outs.
way?
Okay, well, I'm on the outs right now, right?
Right.
So I don't want it to seem like I'm coming at her angry, like when I say, I forgive you.
Don't
Like,
worry about that.
don't worry about it.
No, this thing got your mind.
Okay.
When you get there, God will work it out. He's just holding you in captivity. Go and do it. And don't let him tell you, oh, you don't want to seem like you're angry. If it comes out that way, let it come out. You still forgive. Don't plan, just go do it.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's
So
kind
when
of
you
like
do it,
it's kind of like don't let your
Don't be-
thoughts kind of just fuck everything up.
so what?
No, I mean, not let your thoughts mess everything up.
He said, F everything up.
Yeah, sorry about that.
One thing about street people, they curse. No, go and forgive, man. Don't believe anything that the thoughts tell you about how it's going to turn out, what's going to happen. None of that. You don't know. And it doesn't matter. All right? Yes, Joel. Did you ask you? Yeah. Oh, okay. Right here. Yeah. And then behind you. Yes.
So you would ultimately say that there's two spirits, right?
Yes.
Good and evil.
And they have little workers helping them out.
Right. Under
Like
the
Satan may
umbrella,
go home
right?
and take a nap, but he'll leave the demon there to work on you.
Under the umbrella, there's two. So, I see a lot of intellectuals talk about how they're spiritual or, spirituality and stuff like that, but they don't believe in God. And so I just made me realize, well, if you don't believe in God and you believe in spirituality, there's only one spirit left. And
Yeah, you believe in one or the other.
exactly.
You got to believe in one
And
or the
all
other.
that gray area,
So when
intellectual
somebody tell me,
spaces,
oh, no, I'm not a
excuses.
Christian, I'm spiritual.
Exactly.
They'll tell me, I'm a son or a daughter of Satan.
Exactly.
And they heard Oprah say she's spiritual. You see how messed up Oprah is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
very
was
good
it.
question.
And would you consider laughter an emotion?
No, I mean, it can be and it cannot be.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yes, Cheryl. Did you have your hand, Cheryl? Oh, okay. All right. Yes, sir. Then here, there, and then I got to move. Yes, sir.
Okay, he gave me some courage here. This guy here.
Who did?
This gentleman.
Who?
The one next to the redhead.
The black man?
Yeah.
You got courage from him?
Yeah.
Oh, you're in trouble. Let's have it. No, okay.
A mixture of hypocrisy. Remember we were talking about, I've got a mixture of hypocrisy and, like, I'll give you an example. I'll say I'm Christian, and then when I get with some friends that I feel kind of loose with, I'll see some girl in tight jeans and I'll say, oh, she's hot. Look at that. And kind of, get explicit about it.
Yes.
So I feel like hypocrisy is probably the worst thing I'm dealing with right now.
Yeah, you are. You are a pretender. You really are. You need to forgive so you can be real.
Yeah.
You be the
That's
same
what
kind
it
of
is.
person all the time.
Yeah. Because, if you tell somebody you're Christian and then all of a sudden you start talking that way, right? It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, and you sound like a Christian. 1 John. Like Paul said, do you sin? Like Paul said, the flesh is weak. I didn't ask about Paul. Beta.
So that's it. So that's.
You got to drop.
How do I deal with it?
Yeah, you got to drop your ego and all this intellectual stuff that you gathered over the years. You got to become dumb. You got to become an idiot. I'm telling you, it's the best way out.
And then build from that point.
Yeah,
How?
but you got to get
how?
to know yourself, do the prayer, and God will take over. Because you're not real. All
It's
right?
called a double life, huh? A double life kind of thing?
Double-minded. You're
Double-minded.
playing Christian and yet being a sinner. Let me did I see your hand? Okay. And then there, and then I got to go. Oh, and then there.
Jesse, I don't know if you're aware of this. Like he was mentioning the people that call themselves spirituals, and the children of the lie, like Oprah and all these celebrities are practicing this new age thing, which is the whole meditation and this Kundalini yoga and all this crap, which I was doing before I became a Christian. And it's so deceiving because it's basically they're using what you're saying, which is live in the moment, clear your mind, don't judge your thoughts. They're using those same words. But at the same time, they're telling you how to activate your sexual energy and
Yeah.
pull it up through your chakras.
Yeah.
And it's the snake energy that goes up and then it gets up to your third eye and then you activate your third eye.
Amazing.
And it's so demonic and so, I mean, it's literally, they're saying the snake is going to go up your chakras and activate your third eye. And these people are talking about how they're so spiritual and they're present and they don't believe in God. But ultimately, the goal is for them to believe themselves to be gods
Yeah.
themselves.
Satan got their minds.
And this is what's on, and this is what Oprah is promoting and all the books that she's promoting and the authors that she's bringing to her shows. And Katy Perry, I mean, these people that Christians look up to. And it's just amazing to me how it's happening all around. And the Bible says it is like this big this big movement that it will deceive a lot of people.
Yes.
And they will believe that they are doing the right thing.
Yes.
When in reality, they're just following Satan all the way to hell.
Yes. That's why I want you to get to know yourself, see where you're wrong, and forgive, and God will take over. Because the world is so deceiving in so many ways.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad you can see that.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
but what was happening to me before I became a Christian is I was actually being spiritually attacked by the devil
Yeah.
because I was opening myself and becoming vulnerable to these
Satan
spirits.
loves that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He loves deception.
I was being tormented in my sleep. I was having sleep
Yeah.
paralysis, and my husband was like, "What is going on?" And it was that, and I had no idea. I thought I was so spiritual.
I know a lot of people who quote the Bible, they know the Bible really well, and their lives are all messed up.
Yeah.
They're having all kind of weird dreams and demonic attacks, and
Yeah.
all, but they know the scripture,
Yeah.
but it's not working.
And a lot of Christians that are not even aware of this happening. Because
Right.
I've had conversations with Christians that have been Christians all their lives, and I've said to them, this was happening to me. And they don't even want to hear that stuff. They don't even
Yeah.
think that the devil is real.
Or they make up excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. You always tell a child of Satan, he or she makes up excuses. They got a truckload of excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Oprah make a lot of money too. They just have to die. That's what she said about the white people. Yeah. Racism never gonna end. They just have to die. All the white people, old white people have to die, she said. She's a liar. But she make a lot of money for lying.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And then,
Heard the gentleman.
all in the name of Jesus.
Heard the gentleman talk about anger may be necessary to fight, like physically, for example, and I've heard that before.
Yeah.
And I've been around organized fighting, like martial arts, since I was like 5 years old. And I can tell you from like 3 years old all the way up to like the best in the world, when someone is angry at the other person or at the referee or something, it's like them like breathing hard. It's like they're injured. It's like
Yep.
it's a weakness.
It is a weakness.
And they lose. You don't fight well. You know what I mean? It is not something necessary. And
There's nothing good about anger, folks. Nothing. You're right, Mark. Did I see your hair? Oh, yes. Yes. Did I see yours too, or just hers? Oh, okay. Oh, and then James. Okay.
It was about what she was saying about the demons attacking her. So with, I guess when you believe in God, you believe obviously there is a spirit, a good spirit, and there is a devil or
Right.
Satan. So is it possible for them for the Satan to physically harm you?
They can't harm you, but they can make you harm yourself.
Okay.
They'll make you run into a wall trying to get away, or jump off the bridge trying to get away, and
I
all
see.
that kind of stuff.
Because I was
had
having,
a person I would counsel with, and they used to have these nightmares where the demons come into their room, they said,
Yeah.
and all this kind of stuff. And I said, well, you need to stop being angry. You need to forgive. And that went on for years, and finally he went and forgave, and it stopped. All the demon attacks stopped.
Okay.
But they can't do nothing but deceive you. They make you kill yourself, hurt yourself. That make sense?
Yeah, I was experiencing the same thing, and I was doing research and reading about, just different stages of sleep.
Yeah.
And it was saying that if you wake up during your REM sleep, then it's when your body's paralyzed, and so you're awake in some sense, but your muscles are paralyzed. And I guess it's intellectual, but I don't know. So I thought maybe
just drop all the anger. You won't have any of that problem. You'll be able to sleep anytime, anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. Drop the anger. I'm telling you, when you drop the anger, God is with you, and all things are possible. Okay. All right. Yes, ma'am. Then James.
I guess what she was trying to get at is that there's a scientific explanation for what was happening to us. And I was giving that explanation by actually a minister that told me, because I had a sleep paralysis episode, and I clearly saw the demons coming up and trying to grab me from the bed. And he said, no, that's just the fact that you were waking up or doing the REM sleep. And so he gave me a scientific explanation for it instead of, no, I felt that it was a real demon coming after me, and I just got woken up.
Well, when you have the anger, as I said, you have the nature of Satan. And so you invite his little demons to come in. They live off your reaction. They live off your darkness of your heart. They live off your anger. But once you drop that, then you have the Spirit, the light of God working through you. They can't live off you. You won't have any more problems. But you got to drop the anger. Satan is your dad, and all his little demons are your brothers and sisters. But they will disappear if you drop the anger and come back to God. That make sense? Yeah. Yes, James.
This person is asking if how do you differentiate right and wrong in the Bible? How do you know if
How do you differentiate right or wrong in the Bible?
How do you know something in the Bible is a lie or not?
Oh. Don't try to figure out yourself what's in the Bible. When you read it, just read it and put it away. But one big mistake in the Bible says, study to show yourself approved. How do you do that? That's a dumb statement, right? And when God says, seek the kingdom of God, if someone tell you, look here, look there, don't do it. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. And so don't try to figure it out. It'll be shown. It will be shown to you. But don't read it and then listen to what Satan said it means. The intellect.
Another question. If we just need to get rid of anger and forgive, why did Christ have to come and suffer and die for us?
So you needed someone to believe in. When you believe in the Son, you believe in the Father. We had no way out. He came and brought us back. By making that sacrifice, now we can get back. Otherwise, we couldn't get back.
Last quick question. This person says, when I tell my father that anger is that of a woman, he gets angry and takes it personally.
Well, when you tell his earthly father,
Yeah.
when you tell your earthly father anger is that of a woman, he get angry, just say, beta! See, look, Dad, you act like a woman. I want you to pay attention. Next time a man get mad, watch how he turn into a woman. You'll see it for yourself. I don't have to prove it. You just open your eyes. Next time you make a man mad, pay attention. It's like being with a lesbian. Isn't that true? Make sure you notice. His whole demeanor changes. And it'll be just like dealing with a woman, a wife or a girlfriend or something. Did you have your hand? Last question. And then I got to make these statements.
I was just wondering if you could answer your biblical question, is greatness good?
Oh, that was Travis' biblical question. Greatness is not good. Only God is good. And because people do great things, they build a ship that will take you around the world. That's a nice thing. But that doesn't make the person good. I think that's what he mean by that. He the one gave me that question. I do have a new one though. My new biblical question is, what is your comfort zone? Do you have a comfort zone? What's yours?
Well, I'm dying from all my passions, and I'm just, like I said in previous weeks, I'm just kind of like, going to work and letting God reveal what he wants to reveal to me. So I think my comfort zone right now is not taking a risk or something in any way and just living my life, being a human being. And I'd like to know what to do.
Amazing.
So my comfort zone is just chilling, just
Chilling.
like being,
That's the soul in him. What's your comfort zone? Do you have one, first of all?
I think, maybe the ocean.
The
But
ocean
that's
is your
not a-
comfort zone?
Yeah, I
You
like,
tried to
but
throw your wife in the ocean?
no.
She won't drown.
Yeah, I won't. But I don't have.
You don't have one? Do
No.
you have a comfort zone?
Do I have a comfort zone?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No.
Have you ever thought about this?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, and I would proactively seek to get out of that comfort zone. I never.
And what was your comfort zone?
Whatever appeared to be safe.
And what was that?
I don't know, the kind of usual things that are promoted to us, like go to school and get a good job and take no risk in life.
You have a comfort zone, the red shirt?
Yeah, I have a comfort zone.
What's yours?
I don't know exactly how to say it, but I describe it as like the moment right before, like after you plan, before you actually do whatever you plan to do. That, not doing it, but right before that.
Okay.
Like a procrastination.
Trevor, you have a comfort zone?
I have, and
What is it?
Well, now my comfort zone is surrendering and being peaceful.
You won't surrender?
No, I'm comfortable surrendering in surrender because I don't have to suffer.
Amazing.
But in the past, my comfort zone was what was the easy way, or But now that I don't think about the past or the future, and I just sit and relax and doubt thoughts, like you've been saying, I've been doing the silent prayer every morning and every night, and everything just works out, man. And I just sit in my faith, and it works out. And
You sit in your face?
in my faith.
Oh, I'm about to say, what are you doing?
I know, yeah.
Beta.
I'd be talented if I could sit on my face.
Yeah. What's your comfort zone in the yellow?
This is chartreuse.
Do you have a comfort zone? What is it?
I can't put it into words. A lot. Well, no, safety. That's my comfort zone, is always doing the thing that
But you're safe?
is safe and familiar. I like
Amazing.
familiarity, whether it's good or bad.
Him and then Hermes. What's your comfort zone? Do you have a comfort zone? And then we out of time. I know, Bill.
Yeah, it's long. I'm comfortable wherever I'm at, whenever I'm at.
Do you have a comfort zone?
Life, yeah.
What's your comfort zone, Hermes? Do you have one? I know, that's what I'm asking.
Probably just maybe avoiding super uncomfortable situations.
Mark, you have one? You don't have a comfort zone? Negative. Do you have one?
I used to think having a 12-pack, a pack of cigarettes, and some weed was a comfort zone.
That
but
is.
Now, if God was in charge of a zone, He is in charge.
So you don't have any now? You know,
know
how about
what that
you? Do you
means.
have one?
Do I have one? Just being home with my cats, I guess.
That's your comfort zone?
Yeah.
Amazing. How about you, Derek?
Not really, just being alive.
Just being alive, your comfort zone. Jeremiah, you have one? This is the biblical question this week. What is your comfort zone? Huh? His phone. What's yours, Jeremiah?
I don't have one.
You don't have a comfort zone. So let me see the people who don't have one. All right, come back next week and tell me the truth. I want you to overcome your comfort zone. You have them, but you don't know about them. Believe me, but if you get to know yourself, you would know and see what they are and overcome them. You're not supposed to have a comfort zone. That's my biblical question, right, James? Yeah. All right. So let me tell you what we was going to talk about. A black 9-year-old girl committed suicide. Did you hear about that? And the aunt went up 9 years old, I think. Right, James? Yep. Yeah, 9 years old, down in Alabama. And the aunt went on YouTube and said, oh, my niece killed herself. She's such a nice niece. And then, but she didn't say, she said the girl was bullied at school. And we found out later that the girl was riding to school with her friend and his mother, and they were white. So I think, I'm not for sure, that it was black kids who were bullying her because they thought she was trying to act white. But the parents left that out. I didn't see that anywhere. That's deception. I just want you to know about that. We're looking more into it, though. And then by the way, a weather woman committed suicide. Did you hear about that? Yeah. Apparently she had surgery on her eyes. What do you call that surgery? LASIK surgery. And it didn't work out well, and they said she finally killed herself. A pretty lady, had a husband and kids, a weather woman, and she killed herself. And so we were showing that on the radio, and the co-workers was all so sad. Oh, so sad. She was so nice. We were just so hurt. We're like family. We were so sad. And I asked this question, why are they so sad? This woman took her own life. So if you want to take it, that's fine. And why are they pretending to be sad about it? And when I asked that question, Joel started laughing. Was it you, Joel, or James? It was James laughing. Did you laugh?
I might have laughed. I definitely laughed at some point.
Should they be all sad because the woman took her life? No. Right. It's all phony. The world is phony. They probably didn't even like that lady.
If you're not sad, you're a bad person.
That's what they tell you. Yeah. It's all phony. All this emotion, all this stuff, everything, nothing is real. I'm telling you, I want you to pay attention to that. Oh, I met a woman. I want you to know this. I met a woman. We went out on the street and did talk to the homeless. And there was a woman I met, and she was familiar with me. She's like, oh, you're so right in what you're saying, but I think I'm too far gone. Well, God is not going to help me. But I want you to know God will help you. Ain't no such thing as too far gone for him. You just need to get to know yourself, do the silent prayer, and drop opinions. He doesn't care about no too far gone. I told her the same thing. She needs to just pray. Nothing is a big deal except Satan tell you that it is. You can overcome all things. But you got to stay away from the devil and stop believing his lies. All right? So he's helping all, especially those that are waking up. He's really helping you. And then, what is the difference between a liberal and a conservative? Yeah.
Liberal is somebody that, conservative, in my opinion, is somebody that sticks to traditional values.
And what are traditional values?
So here in America, it'd be American exceptionalism, putting the country first, God, family.
That's a conservative?
Yeah.
And what's a liberal?
A liberal is progressive, so if you notice, like most liberals, they'll embrace like multiculturalism,
You say they do or they don't?
They're into like different things. That's just, yeah, so they're progressives.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a liberal and a conservative? This is a good question. I really want to know.
Liberals are beta. A little more serious. But I don't think the liberals they want to do good, but they.
Who, the liberal or the conservative?
The liberals, like the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but not until you're given discernment can you really know when's the right time to do.
And what's this conservative?
A conservative wants to. Well, it's in the name. They just want to conserve values that have built this society, this country.
They want to, or do they?
They want to keep them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What's the difference between a liberal and a conservative?
Mental health. Well, I was a liberal, and I went to very liberal school here in California.
And what's a liberal?
They brainwash you into following what emotions, like you have to do good, and they feel they're morally right. And if you tell them otherwise, then you're a bad person.
And what's a conservative?
A conservative is a smart person that doesn't get brainwashed and is an independent thinker. And
are you a conservative now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Darryl, what's your daughter's name? Lauren. What? Huh? Lauren.
Zara.
Oh, Zara. Zara, what's the difference between a liberal and conservative? What's a liberal?
A liberal is like,
A little loud woman.
okay, I said that a liberal is kind of like, I don't know if I'm right on this, but like Alexander Hamilton was a liberal, and he wanted everybody to do like one thing. He wanted everybody to be an industrial, like it was like industrial, but I think, yeah. And then a conservative is like George Washington, somebody who is like free and independent. They wanted to.
Where's George now?
Dead.
A dead conservative. In the back, what's the difference between a liberal and a conservative? What's a liberal?
Liberals are evil and conservatives are good.
And which one are you?
I'm conservative.
You're conservative?
Yeah. More
You're good?
Yes.
Amazing. What's the difference, Mark?
The liberal premise is that the institutions are flawed, and that if they would just let the liberals take over and put this guy in charge or redistribute, things would be good. And the conservative premise is that everything is give and take. So whatever we do causes something else.
What's the difference, Ernest? A liberal and conservative.
Liberals believe in big government, centralized government, whereas conservatives believe in limited and more localized government.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow. You want to tell me? Okay, real fast because they told me my time is up. Okay, what's a liberal?
Liberal is feminine and conservative is masculine.
Oh, amazing. Which are you? Which are you?
Conservative.
Okay. I can't take them all. I'm so sorry. Really, the engineer came out of the studio and cursed me out. So listen, overcome the anger. You got to forgive, and God will wake you up, and He'll guide you. Everything will change on its own. It really will. And then it's time to start believing and doing what's right. You got to be what's right. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. If you believe and you be what you say, your life is going to be great. Everything that you've done will just disappear, no matter what others think about it. But you got to be it. It's not enough to say it or read it or act it out. You got to be a son or a daughter of God. You can't be living together thinking it's working out. It's not. You can't be having sex once in a while and think that, oh, it'll be fine. No. You got to be it, really. You got to be children of God. And I'm telling you, it's just going to be so amazing. All right? You got to be it. It's not enough to talk about it. It's not enough to read about it. You got to be it. And the way you become it is by dropping your anger, and God will renew your mind. And that's how He locked you in, by renewing your mind. His mercy and grace is good. And if you just seek first the kingdom of God and be it, it's going to be amazing. And don't lie to yourself about it. And don't hate yourself about it if you're not there yet. Have no opinion about it. All right? So I really want to encourage you to do the silent prayer, silentprayer.video. And I want you to learn to speak up, but don't hate. You're supposed to speak up. And the difference between a conservative and a liberal is a conservative doesn't have anger. A liberal has anger. And that's why conservatives are not winning, because they're fighting with the same spirit. They're intimidated by the liberals, the children of Satan. They don't know that they have the power greater is He that's in us than he that's in the world. And if you didn't have that anger, you start fighting back. Meaning you speak up, you won't be afraid, you have self-control, you have a renewed mind, and everything will work out. You would just know everything's going to be fine because you have no fear. But you got to get rid of the anger, otherwise you're a liberal because they control you, and they are children of Satan. And they control you because your anger is the same as theirs. And the values that you learn are just stuff you read and heard about it. You don't really believe in it, because if you did, you'd be standing up for it. You wouldn't be afraid. You cannot know God and have fear. And so don't worry about what has happened in the past. There is no past. Just get to know yourself and realize you have anger. And that anger caused you to do the things that you would not do, that you should not have done, but you would do, and didn't do, but you did do. Can't help yourself but do. But I'm telling you, the moment you drop that anger, everything changes. And it's God who changes you. You can't change yourself. So don't hate yourself. Don't judge yourself and don't judge others. And when you don't have the anger, if you have a fight with someone, it'll be as though you never fought with them. Then the next moment you're taking them to lunch and no big deal because you're not feeling anything about it. All right, so you got to let the anger go. And the last thing, do the silent prayer, all right? And I will, my biblical question is, what is your comfort zone? You got to come out of it, all right? So we're totally over. Billy yelled at me. So I need your donations, so make sure you dig deep in your pocket today. We have to move out this building, so we're saving a building fund now so we can eventually move. And if you're not on our mailing list, be sure to give us your address. We have newsletters and Christmas cards and things like that we send out at no cost to you, but we may not have your mailing address, so you may not have gotten one. So everybody, make sure you get your mailing address. Any other announcement, Ernest?
No women's forum this week.
Oh yeah, no more. We have a church on Sunday only for this month, but no men's forum and no women's forum due to the holidays. But we will be here Sunday for church. All right. I got to welcome all the new visitors, but the people online, goodbye. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to pray, seek first the kingdom of God in his right way, and don't believe anything that thoughts tell you. Nothing at all. It's so amazing. They are from Satan. All right? And we have counseling and all that kind of good stuff for you too. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you all for coming.